The Marina Bay Sands, a spectacular resort and the most costly casino complex in the world, towers majestically above the skyline of Singapore. The all-in-one resort, which is owned by the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, is structurally stunning and has been skillfully constructed. Let's quickly review how this project came to be. Hello and welcome back to our channel. We're back again with another video. The Marina Bay Sands Resort is situated on Marina Bay in Singapore. The hotel and resort were created to be a part of the long-term infrastructure strategy to construct amusement and sophisticated developments around the Marina Bay water basin. These designs state that the structures here should offer excellent views of Marina Bay without obstructing those vistas. The resort is situated where it is for this reason, distant enough from the water to preserve views while still offering fantastic views of the Singapore Strait and beyond. The Marina Bay Sands Resort is a hotel, casino and entertainment venue that offers a nearly all-inclusive entertainment experience. It also has a number of dining establishments, gardens, spas, event venues, and even the Art Science Museum. There are more than 2,600 hotel rooms spread over the building's 3 distinct towers. The Marina Bay Sands complex as a whole is around 57 stories tall, or 198 meters, or 650 feet. The edifice is taller than the Eiffel Tower and is longer than 300 meters at its highest point. At the very top of this tower, there is an infinity pool as well. The project's construction began in 2006. The project was initially scheduled to open in 2009, saw some delays because of the recession, a labor shortage, and rising material costs. There were numerous soft opening days throughout 2010 and 2011 as a result of these delays. For instance, the casino first opened its doors in April 2010, followed by the resort and Sky Park in June of the same year, but the restaurants and entertainment venues didn't officially open until February 2011. Just over $5.7 billion was spent on the construction of the structure. Who was the Marina Bay Sands designer? Moshe Safdie, an architect, created the Marina Bay Sands. His idea was to construct 3 different buildings that were connected at the top by what is now referred to as the Sky Park in an effort to get around the conventional high-rise buildings' unimaginative designs. The Marina Bay Sands may appear to have been a relatively straightforward project to execute at first appearance, but it's frequently the seemingly straightforward components that require the most complexity. While it may appear that they just constructed these high-rises and added a boat-shaped structure to the top, there are a number of elements that contribute to how difficult this project was to complete. As an illustration, while the 3 columns beneath the top Sky Park support it, each of the 3 columns has a wide base and a tiny top. 3 legs make up each individual tower, 2 of which are asymmetrical and have a third, curving leg resting on them. Although it now has a lovely appearance, the construction procedure presented several difficulties due to this architectural choice. To hold each leg in place while ensuring that they wouldn't fall out of place unexpectedly, multiple well-made temporary support structures had to be built. The structural experts on the project had to come up with new strut and tension cable system to hold the walls during construction because of the sloping and the curved legs in the design. Despite the employment of these technologies, the struts were only temporary and were taken out once the trusses connecting the legs together were put in place. However, the cables were still there in the towers, but were hidden by concrete barriers. The largest architectural wonder of the entire structure is perhaps the Sky Park at the top. This 340-meter-long section of the structure joins the 3 separate towers and rises nearly 200 meters above the earth. It has the world's longest observation deck cantilever. The cantilever underwent numerous structural adjustments as a result of the numerous modifications the structure had to undergo throughout the construction schedule. For instance, because of the increased foot traffic the Sky Park would bring, several of the supporting parts' taper was lowered. The reaction to vibrations would be enhanced by doing this. Last but not the least, the building's hull was largely constructed in 14 different portions off-site. Each had to be lifted into place and assembled at the top of the tower after being brought to the location. It took roughly 16 hours to move each component from the bottom to the top of the skyscraper because to its extreme weight and bulk. The 2560-room hotel, a 120,000 square meter or 1.292 million square foot convention center, a shopping center, an art and a science museum, 2 Sands theaters, 6 restaurants and a casino are all included in the 929 square meters or 10 million square feet, high-density and mixed-use Marina Bay Sands integrated resort complex. Located across the bay from Singapore's core business district in Marina South, a peninsula of land that was reclaimed from the sea in the late 1970s, The $5 billion project anchors Singapore's waterfront, creating a gateway to Singapore and offering a dynamic backdrop for active public life. It was envisioned as more than just a building project, but as a city microcosm anchored in Singapore's culture, climate, and current life. Safdie Architects was contacted by Las Vegas Sands Corporation to design this project in order to assist it win the contract to construct the city's first integrated resort. In order to address the issue of mega-scale and construction, an urban environment that would function at the human size, Moshe Safdie, the principal architect and founder of Safdie Architects, stated that the task at hand was to create a lively public place at a district urban scale. The resort's design and the developer's skills were key considerations in choosing the project for the competition. Additionally, there were extremely specific requirements for what the resort needed to include, such as a promenade, view corridors, and access to transit. Although we had a list of goals, I was aware that they were also searching for a building that would symbolize Singapore, much like how the Sydney Opera House makes people think of Australia when they saw it. A complex program's components are woven together into a vibrant urban crossroads and a public gathering spot by Safdie's design. Marina Bay Sands is structured on two main axes that cross the neighborhood and give it a sense of orientation, drawing inspiration from famous ancient cities that were built around a crucial public thoroughfare and emphasizing the pedestrian street as the center of civic life. The waterfront promenade, an 800 square foot or 74,000 square meter multi-level shop arcade, and the famous Museum of Art Science atop the promontory are all integrated into this new urban space. Two theaters with a combining capacity of 4,000 seats, a casino, a convention and exhibition facility measuring 9,000 square meters and 96,000 square feet, and a 5,000 square meter hydraulically adjustable public event piazza are all situated along with a network of public walkways, 54,000 square feet. This bright 21st century Cardo Maximus, or Grand Arcade, combines indoor and outdoor areas and offers a platform for a wide range of activities. It also connects to the metro and other modes of transportation. The concept is organized into 3 towers, each of which is made up of 2 slabs of rooms with east and west facing walls. The base of the double-loaded towers spread out to create a massive atrium in the lower floors, and as they ascend, they converge. The tower slabs further define the massing and relate to the surroundings of the site. The east side is covered with lush bougainvillea and faces the botanical gardens and the ocean beyond, while the west side is glazed and faces the city center. In the plan, the cross-section gets smaller from one tower to the next as the parcel's breadth changes. One continuous, climate-controlled glazed atrium connects the tree-void areas, lining the space between the towers with eateries, shops, and a public roadway. In order to emphasize the structure's slenderness and create a dance-like relationship between the two portions, each tower slab form is also slightly twisted in respect to its pair. This gives the buildings the illusion of 6 rather than 3 towers. The west facade experiences the greatest amount of heat gain, thus the architect placed a lot of effort on creating a solution for it. He insisted that it was crucial to find a creative solution that would ensure energy efficiency without obstructing guests' views of Singapore's downtown. A unique, double-glazed unitized curtain wall was a suggested and used design option. The frame holding the double-glazed, energy-efficient units is hanging from the slab's edge. Glass fins were put in to give shading perpendicular to the facade. The exterior skin is curved to match the building's natural contour, and reflecting glass is used to produce a taut, mirrored facade. A modest spandrel panel at the floor slabs with a continuous double-glazed unit spanning the full 3 meters was one of the keys to creating this style. Using deep-planted terraces that match the sloping radial geometry of the building's face, the east facade manages heat gain differently. The large overhangs of the balconies naturally provide indirect sun shading for the hotel rooms, and the planters aid in the creation of microclimate cooling. Throughout Marina Bay Sands, layers of gardens offer plenty of green space, extending the tropical garden scenery from Marina City Park towards the bayfront. Every level of the neighborhood features green space that is open to the public, and the landscape network strengthens urban links with the resort's surroundings. Large pedestrian streets are open to views of the lake and tropical vegetation. The hotel convention center, mall, and casino complex all have gardens and trees growing on half of their roofs. Safdie and ADAS collaborated to design the hotel as 3 55-story towers rather than a single structure in order to improve the views of the city's harbor and downtown. The 1 hectare or 2.5 acres Sky Park connects the towers at the tops, which serves as a district's focal point. Sky Park is a feat of engineering that stretches from tower to tower and cantilevers 65 meters or 213 feet beyond, rising 200 meters above the ocean. It has a public observatory, gardens, a swimming pool that is 151 meters long, restaurants and jogging trails. It also gives sweeping panoramic vistas, which is a valuable asset in a crowded city like Singapore. The Sky Park honors the idea of the Garden City, which has formed the foundation of Singapore's urban design philosophy and is richly planted with hundreds of trees. While the Sky Park and the tall hotel towers help MBS become an iconic piece of architecture, Mr. Safdie also gave the project a human face and made it comprehensible. His design philosophy plays a significant role. Although it was not a requirement for the project, he chose to place the high-rise structures farther away from the water. He was influenced by the Cardo Maximus and documents, two important public thoroughfares in ancient Roman cities. The MBS is constructed around these important urban spines, which serve as a hub for civic, public, commercial, and cultural activity. The new urban space includes the resort's retail arcade, the Art Science Museum, the waterfront promenade, theaters, a casino, and a convention and exposition center. The high-rise would be pushed all the way back to the other side, and all these low-rise programs would be located next to the water, according to Mr. Safdie. Not having tower shadows above you makes it a much more compassionate atmosphere, says the speaker. Since it opened for business in early 2011, these design strategies have contributed to the MBS's success as a tourist attraction in the area. Mr. Safdie points out that Singaporeans also visit in addition to tourists. While many believe that this project will create yet another integrated resort similar to those in Macau and Las Vegas, Mr. Safdie argues otherwise. He views the MBS as an urban center for Singaporeans as much as it is for tourists due to its multitude of purposes, which includes shopping. Integrated resorts have always been located in sleepy towns. In Macau and Las Vegas, everyone is a tourist, but this is not the case in Singapore, he claims. So that was all about today's video. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.